Hey guys, welcome back to another Clash Royale video, and today we'll be taking a look at the newest card coming soon to Clash Royale, the Firecracker. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen the TV Royale video released earlier on today, but I was actually able to find these stats leaked online as well on Reddit, because the card itself was accidentally leaked into the game by Clash Royale. So I figured we would take an initial look here at the card mechanics, and then dive into the actual stats of the Firecracker inside of Clash Royale. So if you guys missed the announcement from earlier on today, the Firecracker is the newest card coming soon in Clash Royale in Season 7 on January 6th. She is a 3 elixir common card, and she is a ranged splasher similar to a princess and a magic archer. So she has similar range to a magic archer, but a similar splash effect to a princess, kind of a hybrid of both of those cards. The way she works is she shoots a firecracker out of her cannon. Once it hits its initial target, it'll splash out afterwards and deal splash damage to units behind it. And she also has the ability to splash buildings and units behind a princess tower itself. So for example, if your opponent uses a elixir collector behind their tower, if the firecracker locks onto their princess tower, it'll actually be able to splash the pump behind it as well, which I think is shown off in this video right here. You can see right here, it splashes the tower there and hits the pump as well. Now, with that being said, one thing to consider is that it'll be very, very easy for the Firecracker to actually activate the King Tower as well. I've seen in many different videos online. Basically, just place the Firecracker or any defensive unit like right here. Firecracker attacks that, splashes the King Tower as well. So there will be a bit of skill required to use this card successfully. But those are the basic mechanics of the Firecracker. Ranged 3 elixir splasher, similar to a hybrid of a princess and a magic archer. Let's go ahead now, guys, and dive into the actual stats of the magic archer. So I found over here on Reddit, somebody had posted an image of the actual stats while it was inside of the game for a brief moment. And I figured it'd be fun to go ahead and take a look at that and compare it to a couple other cards inside of the game. Most notably, Princess and Magic Archer. So, at tourney standard, level 9, she has 252 health, which is the exact same health as an archer. So she will die to arrows, obviously, but she will not die to a log or a barbarian barrel. So, Princess, obviously less health, more ranged, dies to log, dies to arrows, dies to basically everything. Firecracker, a bit more resilient, does not die to log, but still dies to arrows. The important thing here between the Princess and the Firecracker is the range. The Firecracker only has a 6 tile range, whereas Princess is 9. So as I previously mentioned, the Princess is able to snipe a Princess tower from across the bridge. Firecracker is not. Similar to how a Magic Archer has to cross the river, the Firecracker has to as well. However, like the Magic Archer, if your opponent uses a troop on defense, the Firecracker then has the ability to hit that troop and splash the Princess Tower behind it. Now, one more important thing that I want to mention right here, obviously her damage is 53 damage times 5 projectiles splashing out afterwards, similar to the Hunter Splash, where he has like a shotgun effect. Firecracker kind of same thing, dealing more initial damage to the initial target than the Princess or the Magic Archer, but dealing a bit less splash damage to things behind it. But the important thing that I want to kind of mention right here is the speed, the movement speed. This is pretty important. The Firecracker actually has a fast movement speed, whereas both the Princess and the Magic Archer have medium movement speeds. This is actually pretty important because you have the ability with Princess and Magic Archer to cycle it behind your Cane Tower, and it also makes it a lot easier to kind of stack them on your side of the arena because of their long range. However, Firecracker is a fast movement card. So take a look at this video right here, guys. You can actually see how fast she moves. So similar kind of like a Dark Goblin in terms of movement speed. I think a bit slower, but that is one thing to kind of keep in mind with that Firecracker is her fast movement speed. However, she does have that knockback effect, the recoil. Whenever she shoots, she knocks herself back, which will help compensate for that fast movement speed. just keep that in mind. For example, if you are cycling firecrackers behind your king tower, you just don't get as much out of her as you would a princess or a magic archer in terms of cycling behind the king tower. So she does have that knockback effect similar to a Sparky. Whenever she shoots her cannon, she knocks herself back, which is very, very cool because against, for example, a melee unit, let's see if I can find the clip right here. Against a melee unit, she'll actually keep attacking that melee unit. And like right here, look at this. Keeps herself protected, basically. You could have a melee unit kind of like approaching her, and she will attack that melee unit and kind of knock herself back right here. Like, look at this. Knocks herself back, kind of keeps herself protected from the knight. However, her attack speed is slow enough that she doesn't like permanently knock herself back. The melee unit, it does get a chance to actually walk forward and attack her a couple of times. But that is the kind of gameplay analysis of the Firecracker with some stats thrown in as well, guys. Similar stats to the Archer in terms of health. Similar mechanics to both the Magic Archer and the Princess in terms of ranged and damage. Has a fast movement speed, kind of like a Hunter shotgun effect. Now, a couple more things here that I want to mention briefly about this Firecracker. It's pretty interesting. So, if you guys don't know, Bryce is one of the lead art guys over on the Clash Royale team. And he had this kind of interesting thing that he mentioned a couple weeks ago, December 14th to be exact. He said, I'll hide a clue about Clash Royale's biggest character release of 2020 in the next character renders. Now, I don't know if biggest means like actual size, like, you know, golem, bigger than a golem, for example. Or if it, you know, biggest means like most impactful into the game, okay? But he says he'll hide it in the next character renders. Then we have this image right here, which I believe is the character render, but I have no idea. Like, I'm looking at this, I don't see anything being hidden. So I figured I'd mention that to you guys, so you guys can go ahead and analyze the image as best as you can to see if there is a sneak peek at something further in there. Now, one thing I did find was how Seth mentioned about the Firecracker. He said, a princess for the people, common alternative to Princess and Magic Archer with a couple of neat tricks of her own. Shout out to Bryce for sneaking in details. Her firework is an air defense from Clash of Clans. Now, I don't know if that's the actual hint or not, but seeing as Bryce said, he'll hide a clue in the character render. And it's got a firecracker in her, like a air defense firecracker in her cannon. Now, does that mean we're getting an air defense card in Clash Royale? I don't know. I don't think so. I just found that and I thought, is that the clue? It seems a bit too obvious if it were to be the clue. But some people I've seen on Reddit were like zooming in the image. They found like a secret silhouette in her eyeball. So maybe it's something like that, but just something kind of cool that I found on Twitter regarding potentially another card coming out in 2020. But yeah, guys, those are the stats of the Magic Archer, or sorry, the Firecracker. Similar health, or the same health rather, to an Archer. Dies to arrows, does not die to log. One less tile range than the Magic Archer. Magic Archer has a 7-tile range. Firecracker has a 6-tile range. So you know how the Magic Archer kind of like locks onto your tower immediately after crossing that bridge? You'll have a little bit more time to respond to a Firecracker when it crosses that bridge. And with that being said, though, she does have that knockback, right? So even if she targets your tower once, if she attacks your tower once, because of that knockback, you'll actually have the ability basically to distract her every time she shoots, right? Similar to how the Sparky knocks herself back. That's pretty cool. Like right here is a great analysis of 2 Firecrackers obviously just destroying that giant and then taking care of the Musketeer behind it. Now, here's the thing, guys. In terms of, is the Firecracker overpowered, right? Obviously, everyone kind of freaked out for Battle Healer, even though she wasn't that crazy as OP as we thought she was. Looking at this video right here, like, it's a cool illustration of what you can do with Firecracker, like using her to hit a support unit behind a tank, aka hitting that Musketeer behind the giant. Keep in mind that that is a 7 elixir defense. Firecracker is 3. Mirror that Firecracker for an additional 4. 7 total. Which could, both of those units could die to arrows. So you just spent 7 elixir that could have been stopped for 3, giving your opponent a huge 4 elixir advantage. And look at how much damage you took in the process. The tower was down to like 900 health right there, even with 2 firecrackers defending it. So, I mean, obviously, it's not a great comparison. It's like trying to defend a giant with a princess. Obviously, they aren't meant to be damage dealers. They're meant to be splashers. But just kind of a quick look at the actual, I guess, OP factor of the Firecracker. I don't think, like, just initial impression so far, I don't think she'll be that OP. I don't think she'll be like a crazy broken card. I think she'll be, honestly, either perfectly balanced, or I could see her being a bit underpowered. This is cool. I think the Firecracker versus Rascals is one of my favorite things about that. The Rascals can be so annoying if you don't have an appropriate response for them. And having things like the Magic Archer, which tends to only hit one Rascal Girl or none of them because of the thin projectile. With the Firecracker, hits both of them, and obviously is a bit more, a bit easier to use as well. So yeah, that's my initial analysis of the Firecracker. What do you guys think of her? Are you excited? The next card is coming as a common card. I know everyone probably has like 10 common tokens stacked up, which probably won't help because I doubt anyone is going to be willing to trade it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But this card will be card level boosted, if you guys are curious. Similar to the way the Battle Healer was boosted, the Firecracker will be boosted as well to your Cane Tower level. So even if you are a free-to-play player, you will have the chance to use her on ladder, which I think is just a great feature that Clash Royale is doing. Like right there, you can see the Firecracker defending a Rascal and protecting herself from the Rascal Boy in the process, which honestly, even though the Firecracker takes damage, that's a 3 elixir defense to stop a 5 elixir card still surviving. So very, very important that the interaction is there. And what else do we have here in this video? Oh, we have the reveal of the Lunar, what did he say, Lunar? Season 7 is Lunar Festival. So that could be the theme of Season 7. And what else do we have here? More Firecracker gameplay right here. So 2 Firecrackers on defense. Like, obviously, they don't do crazy damage to tanks, but, that's not their purpose. They are splashers as well. But anyways, guys, I think we covered everything that I wanted to in this video. We covered the stats of the card. 53 times 5 is like 200 and like, what, 65 damage total per attack if all projectiles hit. So kind of cool. Less range than a Magic Archer. Obviously, air and ground, fast movement speed with the recoil effect. And honestly, the fact that it's common card too is really, really cool, because now it gives everyone the chance to basically have either a Princess or a Magic Archer in their deck in the form of the Firecracker. However, one concern I did see people mentioning over on Reddit was phasing out the Bomber, on how the Bomber and the Firecracker would overlap too much. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, just because the Bomber deals a ton of damage and survives arrows. So that's one kind of separation right there. But I did see one idea posted on Reddit to balance the Bomber to 2 elixir to differentiate it from the Firecracker. Now, let me know what you guys think of that idea as well. But I believe that's the end of the video, guys. We covered everything that I wanted to cover. Let me know what you guys think of the Firecracker down below. Are you excited? Are you not excited? We got 2 new cards back-to-back seasons, which I'm definitely a fan of, even though people say they should balance the cards that are currently in the game. I think new cards are exciting, especially with card level boost. Why not? Give everyone the opportunity to play the new cards as well as balancing the old ones, and just, add some more excitement into the game overall. But anyways, guys, that is the end of the video. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. We shall see you in the next one.